Good morning everybody, how you doing? So we're off down to Hemsby today. We're going to have a look at the road and the houses that fell down from the cliff tops and onto the beach. And I thought I'd just bring you in and show you a bit of flooding at the same time. Got a chap literally walking through the middle of the flooding up here because he's worried about his car getting through. That's the sort of things that's having to happen at the moment around our area. We've got lots of really deep flooding, and that's causing a bit of chaos for some people like this. You don't really want to stay over to one side when you go through the flooding. You want to stay in the middle, really, the higher parts of the road. Right, let's go through it ourselves, shall we? Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I've been through it pretty much most days, but it's pretty deep. It has definitely got deeper. You can probably hear it dragging the car back a little bit. There's quite a bit of that out there at the moment. Right, let's get on with the journey. I've actually been trying to film this for a while now, but we just keep getting non-stop rain. As you can see by all the roads, everywhere's all completely covered in water. Some places a lot worse than others. And obviously keep replacing the old filming gear and mics and lighting and all different equipment. It gets quite costly, so I'm trying not to go out in the heavy pouring rain now so much. I'm trying to sort of save me gear. It's not cheap stuff, it costs thousands. I've got to look after it a bit. Right, so we're cutting through the back lanes at the moment just to see what sort of flooding and stuff is happening, and anything I think is interesting I'll keep popping you in and out until we get down to the Hemsby, and then we'll walk onto the broken road and the beach. We'll sort of look at it from the top and look at it from the bottom, so it should be quite interesting. It's a shame it's obviously happened for the people that live right there on the edge. Oh, a nice owl. Hopefully that will come across on there. Oh, a big hole there. Alright, very nice. That's the trouble in some of this water. Some of it's got some really deep holes in it. So you have to be careful with the old cars going through it. So we're still finding plenty of flooding as we go through these lanes out in the back here. We've got flood signs here, and I know from previous days that this whole road's completely blocked across, as you can see. That's pretty deep. Ditches are full, so it's got nowhere to go. Not a problem for vans and that, and to be honest, most cars can get through there. So we're down on the main road now and heading towards Potterheim in that area. So what I'll do is I'll pull up on the side and we'll have a look at the flooding in the fields and stuff and see what's happening. So I've been past a few times the last couple of days, and from what I can see it's still getting deeper. It's sort of been non-stop rain again for days again now, so that's not helping. So we'll pop into that area and just sort of pan the camera around. We won't go through it all or nothing. We'll just pan the camera around and give you an idea of what's happening still. So as you can see, definitely not getting any better. Fields are just full to the top. This path is completely covered now, all down this end. They're basically just pretty much joining together now. The depth on this side is unbelievable. I can't believe how it's completely filled this lot up. It literally goes down like 4 foot plus, which is quite crazy really. But as you can see, it's all still just filling up. As far as the eye can see, there's water, and that goes much further down that way, which we're not going to do today. But if you do want to see that, I've got videos on the channel where we show all of this and I walk through all of this. So feel free to go and have a look at them. Just thought I'd stop off today and just sort of give everyone a little bit of an update of what's going on. That's pretty much what we got at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to move on, start carrying on towards Hemsby. If I see anything interesting on the way, obviously I'll stop, same as this sort of thing, and we'll go from there. The main video today is the Hemsby road collapse, but obviously I don't mind updating on the flooding and stuff as well. See, one of the power lines over there is starting to tilt to the right and fall to the side. That won't be too good if that comes down into the water, and that'll be a nightmare for the repair people to come in and try and repair that with all this water here. It's not like they can pump it anywhere, because you can't pump it back into the river, because that's where it's coming from. It's crazy. Right, let's move on to the next destination. We've got some roadworks going on in Martham here. A lot of places haven't had the roads fixed because the water's getting underneath the tarmac and stuff like that and lifting it, and once that lift, it cracks and obviously put the road and everything all out of shape, so lots of places are being dug up at the moment. So this is a sort of common sight at the moment of what's going on. Obviously no one's got no control over it, so it's just a case of dealing with it and carrying on. Let's see if we can see anything as we go through. It's just pretty much a big line dug out and being re-tarmacked, so I see the line going across the road here as well. This rain's not doing me any favours, that just keep going and keep going. I was hoping by the time I get to Hemsby the rain would calm down a bit and stop. According to the weather, it's not actually meant to rain till 2:30. Well, it ain't stopped all morning. Crazy. Lots more water on its way to all the places that people don't want it to go. The King's Arms pub there, and then the little pond. The pond doesn't seem to have overflowed or anything. It's a lot higher than what it normally is. The ducks and stuff seem to be having fun. We'll be off down this way towards Hemsby. Not too far away now, the old Hemsby. Come on, rain, give us a break. I need about sort of 2 hours plus really to film this bit. So I need a good break in the weather if possible, but it's not looking good too so far. So we're on Beach Road, coming in, well, we're in Hemsby, coming up to the main sort of high street where the arcades and food shops and all that sort of stuff are. Holiday homes, etc, etc. As you can see by the weather, it's pretty windy and it's still raining away at me. Which is quite annoying. It's quite strange like this when it's really quiet and there's not lots of people walking about. I'm used to coming here in the summer, and I know many people do, and that's normally jam-packed. You're struggling to park and the roads are absolutely swarming with people and everybody's having fun. Not so much of a fun visit this one today. Obviously with the cliffs and the roads come down, houses slid down the hill, and they're also talking about making the next row of people with the wooden houses, they're going to demolish them before they end up on the beach. It's pretty quiet down here. Most things are shut. There's a couple of arcades open at the end here by the looks of things. The Palace Casino's open by the looks of things. This one on the left here. And the Mirage, that's open as well. And so is Sands. So there's a few open, which I'm quite surprised about. It's not looking like any of the restaurants or food places are open. A lot of people will know that one, the Lagoon Arms. So we've got barriered off down towards the beach and stuff, so I'm going to go and park up here. And I'll see you down on the beach in a sec. Gonna have to try and deal with this weather. Go from there. So here we are, as you can see, police taped off, the road's up that way. We're gonna have a look from the beach side of things first, which is just around here, and then we'll go from there. So we're coming through down towards the beach. It's a crazy windy day, but I'm wearing the pro mics, so it should all be good. The sea will be interesting, probably be some decent waves coming in. Not sure of the tide state. Let's hope it's not too high for us to get along to where we want to be. I am wearing my wet weather gear. That doesn't mean I'm going to be able to get through it though, does it? There's definitely all sorts happening here, all sorts of metal and stuff at the top here. See where it's all slid down, it's pretty crazy. I've sort of caught it just at the right tide, I think. Not obviously going to be able to walk right out of there into them big waves, but it's mega windy. Quite crazy to see. You can imagine that road used to be up the top there. We will go down and have a look at what we can, but like I say, the wind is absolutely crazy. It's literally blowing me backwards. It's quite rough. It's very cold. So this is what we're actually doing. This is what the mountain bike's in. Can't even hear me, it's rough as anything. So we'll plug you back in and let's go and have a look. Okay, here we go. Nets, there's metal, there's weed, there's rubbish, there's barrels, you name it, it's all laying in amongst all of this. So I'm not going to walk right out there into the waves today. That's so windy and dangerous, I don't really want to chance it. You look a bit further down that way, you can see where I slid down, there's trees on the beach. But the main thing that most people are going to want to see is where the roads come down up here. So let's head this way, see all the slides already. So you have to bear with me, really struggling to hold the cameras up. The wind is absolutely crazy, sort of probably 40 40 plus mile an hour, I would say. It's quite rough. Quite a crazy sight to see. You can imagine it used to be a road, you used to drive along there. I've driven along it myself many times. Now it's all land on the beach. See how close the properties are up there as they're getting towards the edge. See the fences and stuff that come down, laying down the sides of the dunes or cliffs or whatever you want to call them. This is the actual road that everyone used to drive along. Not something you see every day. That's obviously not very nice to see for the people that live here and the homes that are up the top there. We're going to have to go in the water up here by the looks of things. Just assessing where the high tide line is. I think it's already been up. From what I can see, everything's way up here. Obviously all these metal structures and stuff is what hold the concrete and the road together when they're made. When it all gets pulled apart, it ends up like this. Lots of quite nasty, dangerous, very sharp things like that sticking up, which is, you would definitely not want to fall on. See if we can put that down. So tough, that stuff. Didn't want a dog or anything to fall on that. It would just bend that down underneath there. You imagine falling on stuff like that. Whew. It's quite dangerous. The structures of how the roads are made, like all the metal. And that's a road at trees and all sorts of stuff, all just laying down on the beach. Quite crazy to see, really. Definitely not normal. I'm getting spiked myself now by big shards of metal and stuff sticking out, so if you come down here yourself, be very careful. See the blue pipe there is either a water line or electric line. That post there is all snapped, and I should imagine everywhere's all been disconnected. Yeah, definitely not something you see every day. Not something you want to see a lot of. The North Norfolk coast does suffer quite a lot for landslides and stuff, and that's just going to keep happening over the years. And this whole area is completely gone, as you can see. It's not a tiny slide, it's a huge slide. Don't know how much has actually got washed out into the sea, but due to the weight and stuff, I doubt too much of it has. I mean, there's vehicle brake hubs there, look. Don't know why they're there. Unless they'll come out of someone's shed or something like that. More of the road, and as you can see, as the tides are coming in and washing over the top of all this, it's actually starting to bury the road. Eventually this is all going to be more than likely underneath all that lot up there. All this sand is going to come down, more is going to get washed in, and it's just going to disappear, really. to be fair, all this metal and stuff need to be cleared up and taken away, to be honest. I see hose pipes and stuff up there, look, from people's gardens. Black pipe here is probably a water pipe or something like that. There's no electrics in it. Oh, my fingers and face and everything are dropping off. They're absolutely frozen. See that tide's still washing along this bit of the road. You can see what the tide's like today. Imagine what it's like in big, huge raging storms. It just comes up here, smashes against all of this lot. And that's just soft sand, really. That's not nothing major. Just going to hold itself up. I'm not sure that tide's actually going down. I've got a feeling that might still be coming up. Or it might be a case that I'm just walking along. I'm just looking back to where I first come in. That's a crazy picture, isn't it? Seeing the road and then all the sea and everything in the distance. As I was saying before, the road at this end is already starting to get buried on the beach. Got all these nasty, spiky bits of metal sticking up. Not going to be very nice the next summer. Kids and families come onto the beach and want days out. There's a huge metal pipe under the sand here, or sort of half buried and half not quite sure what it is. I'm going to guess it's probably some sort of drainage, could be a sewer pipe. Either way, it's come out of these walls. A lot of this end, like I say, is starting to blend in with the beach. Starting to get buried quite quickly. It's hard to put it into words. You need to sort of be here and see it, really, to appreciate what's actually happened. It's quite crazy. These cliffs and stuff are much bigger than what they actually look on the camera and stuff. Got more pipework coming down here. Just got screw-on connectors and stuff, so I'm guessing that's probably water pipe. You can see there's not much to these cliffs. There's literally, if I kick it, as you can see, I can knock it down myself. So imagine what waves can do. Big fierce waves that are whacking against it in storms and stuff. No wonder it come down. Another bit of that massive pipe here. Big steel pipe that is. Some sort of grid there. Further on in the video, I will actually go up the top there and we'll actually walk along the path, and we'll have a little look from the top downwards as well, and see what's left of the road up there. I don't think it's a great deal, but I think there's enough to have a look at. Obviously these rocks and stuff are meant to be a defence, but clearly didn't really do the job, because this whole area is completely wiped out. I've got the tide chasing me up at the moment. By the looks of things, this end. Right, instead of going in the water right now, I'm going to attempt to sort of climb up the side of here. We'll have a little look from up here. We might be able to get across to this end. Let's just see what's up the top here. I'm actually standing on the old road now, as you can see. Let's just come down and it's up against these rocks. There's still some of the road here, sort of half suspended on the cliff, so we've got to be very careful. We don't want that coming down on us, because I think that'd hurt. So we've got to be very sensible about what we're doing. You can see other people have walk through here, so let's quickly go through. Ugh, I'm slipping like mad here. But we're up. And we can see some stuff. Whoa. There's no beach down there really. I mean, I can walk through the water, like I say, but got to be very sensible about it. I've only got my normal boots on today. I ain't in my waders, so I can't go up to my waist or nothing like that. But we do want to see what's happening down that end as well, don't we? Bear with me a second, I'll assess the situation. Right, so I've decided to go back. It looks far too dangerous to be climbing along the top there. Other people have by the looks of things, but I'm going to be sensible about it. I'm on my own today, so if I got stuck or if something happened, I wouldn't be able to call for help if I got hurt and got knocked out or something like that. Right, so we're going in the water. We're off into the water. Let's hope I don't get too deep and go over our boots. Otherwise we're in trouble. You can see us breaking pretty rough out there. Some big waves coming in. Way! That's deep. That's definitely deep. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a lot deeper than what I was expecting. That's why you got to be careful. It's gone over the top of me boots, but because I've got my suit on as well, no water's actually going in at this minute. It's a pretty crazy area to walk along, especially with these waves coming in. Oh, look at that. We're just on a sanded area we're walking along at the moment. We want to get to this next bay. Sort of taking it easy. We're basically coming across there. But some of these waves are quite big that are coming in and wiping me out. And again, way! That was up past my knees, that one. And this one. Come on, keep going. Need to get onto the beach down here a bit further. It's getting deep. It's getting deep very quickly. Woohoo! Look, way up past my knees. And we've only got normal boots on. Whee! That is one thing that the old suits do. If you're not confident about walking in the sea and stuff and doing this sort of thing, then don't do it. I do this a lot. I walk through a lot of water. I'm sort of used to this thing. But even for me today, it's caught me a little bit off guard here. I didn't think it was going to be as deep as that coming through there. But we come through. I'm starting to feel a bit of water on my legs. But we're nearly on the beach to set up here now. Whee! Yep, we're getting wet. We're getting very wet. Things I do for everyone, eh? Got to be worth a thumbs up. My boots are full of water now. Completely full. Right up to my waist. So that's got to be worth a thumbs up, everyone. We just come through that lot, which doesn't look deep. But trust me, as you can see, I'm soaked all the way up. And my boots are full of water. Just to get you lot a good video. So now I need to get on with it, because obviously I'm going to get cold very quickly now. So let's see what else we got and keep moving along. Look at this bit of road hanging off the top here. Oh, that water's cold. It's pretty crazy. It used to be a road. Look, you can see the fences, the properties along there. Obviously if that tide comes up and it's still coming up when I come back, then I'm not going to be able to pass through there, because like I said, it was up to me waist, much deeper than what I was expecting. But we can still see the road, and we got to the bit where we wanted to get to. See the metal pipes going through where would have gone through the road. We're actually walking on the road now, which is quite crazy. Oh, I'm absolutely drenched. I really need to stop and empty my boots, and that's easier to walk. But for right this minute, I'm not going to. I'm just going to carry on. Pretty crazy stuff. You can see someone up the top there walking through with the old road there. What's left of it. From what I can see, there's actually a few cars and stuff stuck up there, and caravans and stuff that can't get out at the moment. God, this wind. The wind's absolutely blasting me. You probably can't hear it, but if I show you what colour my hands are, they're bright red. This barrel's sort of half sunk into the sand here from the tide. You can see just under the old road up there. Cool, they're dangerous. Look at them spikes sticking up there. Definitely wouldn't want to fall over on one of them. There's a few of them sort of sticking up like so with spikes on the end, which is not nice. Got massive power cables just sitting there in the sand, popping their heads out. Some other ones coming up. You can see up under the road up here, what's left to the side of it. It's quite crazy, you can see it hanging over the edges. Lots more pipe work, and I think the metal pipes there are going to be water and the other ones are electric. But as I said before, clearly they must have been disconnected by now. There's the edge of a property. Is well, there's not much of a property left, but that's the edge of one there. It would have just slid down into here and disappeared into the water because it's only wood. So that's what's dangerous. If you look down there, you can see spikes sticking up in the water now. It's definitely going to make it a dangerous beach unless it's cleared up. Imagine a little kid falling over onto that, or anyone, to be fair. That would be nasty. Big old telegraph pole just laying at the bottom of the cliff here. Obviously slid down. Cool. It's hard work to walk in these boots full of water, and these, obviously my bottoms are completely soaked as well. I'm having to drag myself along, to be fair. It's quite hard work. I'm hoping at some point in this end, because I can only get to this corner, which is still quite a way up here, I'm hoping I can get up the top there and show you what's going on up there as well. That's the plan anyway. Really sorry if the wind is causing any trouble, but it shouldn't be. It's absolutely blowing my head off. More pipes, more slides. As far as I can see, basically that's all slid down. We're doing well at the moment. The rain is holding off. It's got a few spits, but we're wet anyway, aren't we? Another piece of road just laying here. Whole slab of road, and then we got a fence that probably used to be along the side of the road. You can see all the footings of the posts where it used to be in the ground to hold it up. The whole thing is just completely pulled out and come down the hill. The weight of that with all the concrete now, it's not going to move too far, but I'm guessing that would have been just along the top here. Whew. I know one thing, with all this water and my bottom half or whatever, it's making it much harder for me to walk along, which is keeping me warmer, which is quite strange since I'm soaked. What are these here then? Are they defence, or have they come down the hill? Got birds shouting at me, making noises. Very strange shaped rocks. I'm going to say they're they've slid down, because there's all this stuff with it as well, and all these poles and everything. So they've probably slid down from up here. Oh, my hand's going numb. I'm having to swap hands, but I'm not very good on my left hand, holding the camera steady. Just gonna have to warm up my right hand and carry on after that. No, it's no good. It's gonna have to be on my right hand. As you can see, there's all fence, electrics and all sorts up here. Parts of the buildings all hanging over the edges. Not very nice for the people that lived in them. As you can see, if you look in the distance there, probably only 15 foot away from the edge, there's more houses, chalets, buildings, whatever you want to call them, very close to coming over the edges. This bank on the next storm is more than likely going to slide again. We're definitely going to get some more storms over the winter. We always do along here. Norfolk coast is pretty good at having storms all winter season, really. It's quite rough. It's starting to rain on me now, which I don't really want. Got to look after the old equipment. The big chunk of the road there is just suspended on the side of the cliff. Hasn't quite made it down, but next time it will, I think. Then you've got to wash a bit of sand out from underneath it, and that'll be straight down here with the rest of this lot. Trees, bushes, all sorts down here. Whew, that wind is really coming through me. I'm doing my best. That's all I can do. Doing well to be able to film with like a 50-mile-an-hour wind in my face. It's pretty crazy. Or water or sewer pipes. Another whole French land down the side here. Lots more bits of road. You can See up there, there's a tiny bit of the road left up the top there, and the rest of it is making its way out there. There's bits, as you can see down there, there are bits that are starting to get washed out, small bits. There's still plenty in the hill, stuff like that. There's still some really big bits hanging over the edges, so if you come along, don't get too near the edges because they could let go at any point. And we've got all this lot here where these are obviously defences they're going to try and put up. They're already sinking in there. I mean, look how deep they are already. Ain't going to take long to cover them in sand, is it? Going to want a lot more than that. Going to have to. You want to be building them probably 3 or 4 high and probably 3 or 4 thick to have any chance of doing anything along here. Got whole trees laying there, look, big conifers. That fence up there is just about made it. That's right on the edge. Let's go in next time. See the buildings in the background up there, they're very, very close to the edge. You see what they're trying to do. The idea is good, but not much good when they're literally disappearing in the sand already. Look, I mean, what good's that going to do? They're going to be under the sand soon. Need a much better plan than that. Bits of road down in the water there, look. Starting to wash their way out there. Huge great bits of pipe, probably sewerage or something like that. Telegraph poles laying there. That's what they need to be doing. They got the right idea here. That's what? 1, 2, 3, that's 4 thick. That's exactly what I was saying down the other end there, wasn't it? But trouble is, all this where they've laid along the side here is all collapsed and started falling this way already. So that didn't work. Look how close them properties up there are to the edge now. They're the ones that they're telling the owners that they're going to have to be dismantled before they come over the edge. Who's going to get there first? Are they going to get dismantled? Or is Mother Nature going to wash us out and they're going to come down naturally anyway? Obviously more defences here, but I don't think that these sort of rocks, it's going to have to be a lot more of them. You can clearly see the high tide's already been to here today. So the high tide's been right up here already, so pretty crazy. Still can't really see what that tide's doing. Got a feeling that's coming in, so I don't think I'm going to be crossing back where I came earlier on, because that'll be way above my waist. That was alright, some of the sand, but then there's some deep holes. And that's what you've got to be careful of. You've got to make sure you're very steady on your feet and don't mind doing that sort of thing. I'm probably going to have to attempt to climb up these cliffs to go back. So let's have a look. We'll have a look around this corner up here and then we'll assess what we're going to do from there. Well, believe it or not, I'm halfway up the cliff. As you can probably see, a long way up. I'm hoping to get even further up there and up onto the road, so that's my plan. I'll see you up the top. Well, I've made it to the top of the cliff, but now I'm up to my chest in thorn bushes. So I've got to try and get across all this lot onto the road, which is right over there. That's going to be hard work, but let's try it. Wow, this is absolutely crazy. As you can clearly see, I'm in whatever they're called, thorn bushes, and I've literally fell over. I'm all tangled up. I've been trying to get through here for over an hour now. The bushes are going across my face. They've ripped my whole suit to shreds. My suit's absolutely knackered now. Gonna need a new one, which is annoying because they're like £180. Whew. I'm absolutely out of breath, as you can tell. I can hardly breathe. Like I say, I've literally fell over, so I'm just sitting there for a sec, getting my breath back. I'm having to lift my legs like way over my waist to like push them down and do like 2 steps every 10 minutes. It's crazy, but I will get out and I'll do these adventures, so it's down to me. But yeah, at the moment I'm completely stuck on this trail, and I've been coming through there. I'll spin you around and show you. I've just been coming through this all the way for, like I say, a good hour now. That's just absolutely crazy. Some of these thorns are really, really thick, and they've probably been here 50 years, and this is all really interwound all together, and that's so hard to push through. It's unbelievable. So I've literally stopped for a minute. I'm going to try and get through the rest before it's dark. Well, that was crazy scary. I just come through all of that lot. Literally took me over an hour. You might be able to see sort of in the middle of where I had to cut a sort of path, but that was absolutely crazy. Hardest thing I've ever done, I reckon, because obviously my whole body's absolutely drenched. My boots are full of water and everything like that. My whole suit's dragging me down. That was absolutely unbelievable. Whew. I'm now onto a bit of grass. I've still got to go through this lot yet and find my way up to that path, but this ain't going to be nothing compared to what I've done in the last hour. So if you do these adventures, it looks like we're going to go down in the depths again. Right, I'll see you right up the top there somewhere. So we're up on the cliff tops now. Whew, coming up that cliff and through all them brambles and right up that heath is probably the scariest thing I've ever done. Being soaking wet, boots full of water. Oh, that was hard work. I'm absolutely knackered now. These are the houses that are closest to the edge now. And these are going to be the ones that they're talking about demolition. Not very nice for the residents that are in them. Still people in them right now. I've seen people about when I've seen people in their properties with their lights and stuff on, like that one there. Got the light on. But this is the road. We're on the road. Remember being down there? People down there. You have to be sensible here, because obviously we don't want to end up off the edge. Normally you'd be able to drive up and down here, but not anymore. I'm not going too near the edge, because obviously that's very unsafe. These houses are, the next one's in line for, there's a 10-foot gap between here and the properties, and otherwise you're going to be in the sea. Not very nice. Heart goes out to the people that have been here for many years, but what can you do? You can either just keep moving backwards, or just call it a day and take them down as they ask, and not sure what the situation is, whether they rehome you or give you any help or anything like that. I know insurance wise and stuff like that, it's going to be a classed as a natural disaster, so that's not really going to help anyone. People taking a walk on the beach down there. This is the road you used to be able to drive along. can drive on some bits, like the bit we're on now, you could probably just do it, but I don't think you want to with all these edges coming down. You can't get to here anyway because it's all collapsed at the other end there. Basically from here onwards, that's collapsed all the way along, as you can see. We're now about to see the bit of road that's actually hanging over the edge, which is quite crazy. Oh, I'm still so out of breath for climbing up that cliff. That would have been hard enough if I weren't soaking wet, but it's pretty scary. See how that's just sort of hanging there. It's a long way down. I don't look it, but trust me, that's a long way down. People that have been to Hemsby will know that's not just a little edge, that's a long way down, big cliff. Right, there's no road whatsoever left on this bit. It's all down there. Half of it's just hanging on the edge of the cliff there, as you can see. I'm going to try and walk through. There's a tiny path, so we'll try and get through it. As you can see, it's collapsing literally from there. That lot's going to go on the next high tide right up to this edge, I reckon. I would say this edge is, I mean, look how easy that crumble. You just touch it and that just falls down. It's just crazy. It couldn't be any looser if you tried. Unbelievable. Up onto here. There's properties just there behind the fence. There's obviously properties all the way along the top here. They're not very far from that edge, where that main edge has gone in there. That's not going to take me any more storms. And that's going to be pulling this whole bit, this bit I'm walking on. It's going to be going down next, I would say. I ain't got much left. Got these brambles and then that just goes straight down off the edge there. Yeah, good job I didn't walk back the sea end because you won't get through where I walked through. Whew. Another whole piece of road all disappeared off the edge there. See how it's all slid down? And the whole road's just sitting there. Didn't actually make it to the bottom, that bit. And then we're back on the road again. What's left of the road. Properties right there, that close. There was like sheds and stuff on the edges. They've clearly gone straight over the edge. All the fences. Another property here. Car there's being stripped down. It's not going anywhere now because it can't get off here. They were getting ready to do something, but it's all being change of plans now, I think. Quite a few people having a wander around and looking at what's going on. Which, you know, people are going to do that. It's not the sort of thing you see every day. Straight down, whole fence, big huge slabs of road. You can clearly see this is going to be the next bit they all go over. Some cars trapped down the end here, and caravans by lots of things. Some more properties up the top here. I think they're safe for now, but for how much longer, I don't know how long this road we're walking along now is going to stay here. This is the road and that's the edge, so not long to come in and that'll start demolishing this road as well. I would imagine in 10 years time it's going to be right up there where that house is, if not less. Got a van, Mercedes, BMW X5, caravan, all trapped on. There's no way of driving off. everywhere you go, whatever way you go, you can't get off. That van's actually stuck in the sand anyway, but looks like it's been trying to get out and buried himself right down to his tow bars. This was obviously a property at the top here, and that's just gone straight over the edge. I'm not going to go to the edge because this could drop at any time, so that's as far as I'm going to go to that. Another little car up there, little Volkswagen Polo, stuck in. There's a property behind there. Not quite sure how they're going to get them out. I mean, they could airlift them with a helicopter, but that'd be expensive. Not sure they'll want to do that. I also don't think they're going to let them go into the sea. Who knows? We'll obviously update with that when we can. Lots more road straight off the edge of here. Just seems strange that you used to be able to drive along here, and now it's all like this. Look at all these slides. The whole road is all down there. We've driven along there quite a few times, all the way along here, as many others have as well that are probably watching this video. Another property just up the top there, and the whole road. Oh, it's impossible to walk any further. The road's gone. That's it. There's no more road. Now I've got to find a way. How do I carry on along the top here? So I'm not actually sure, to be honest. I think people are looking at me because I'm absolutely drenched and a bit torn to shreds. I think that's as far as we can walk. I guess as far as we can go. It's pouring with rain as well, so I'm going to shut everything off for a minute. So amazingly, I'm back at the car, and as you can see, I am soaked all the way through, right up to me stomach, pretty much drenched. So I'm now about to strip this all off, and I'm going to have to drive home in my boxers. Oh, it's pretty cold, so I need to get it all off, get the heaters going in the car, and we'll go from there. Whew, okay everyone, so that was an adventure, wasn't it? Whew, I'm sitting there freezing. I'm there about to take his top off as well. It's not wet, it's only wet at the bottom, that's not too bad. But my legs and stuff and waist and everywhere is all pretty cold, but this car will warm up pretty quick and I'll probably be warmed up before I get home, so not too bad. But yeah, climbing up that cliff, that was hard work with a really wet, soggy suit and my boots full of water, which I just tipped out. I should have shoed that, shouldn't I? That was really, really hard work to get up there. And then when I got to the top, 6-8 foot brambles that had been there 100 years or something, they were all intertwined with each other, and that was just a nightmare. It literally took me an hour to do about 35 steps, I reckon, from the top of the cliff across over to the path up near the homes. That was unbelievable. As you saw in the video, I fell over a couple of times, and when you fall over in them brambles, some of them big, huge, spiky ones are pretty nasty. So I sat there for a minute, brought the video on, as you saw, got my breath back. That was unbelievable. It was like fighting for a wall that you couldn't get through. They were so tight and thick. Yeah, that's ripped me suit to shreds, so that ain't no good no more. It's not going to be waterproof anymore, so I'm going to need to get a new suit, which is a pain. But if you appreciate what I do on these videos, because I always go the extra mile and go a bit crazy, do the distances, walk through the water, climb the hills, go through the thorns, as I just said. I always do all the extra stuff that you won't see other people doing. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, if you like this sort of thing, and support the channel. If you can, become a member if you want to support properly. Don't cost them more than a cup of coffee a week, something like that, depending on what level you go with. There's all different levels, and I'd really appreciate your support. The more support I get, the more members, obviously the more videos I can make, the further I can travel and stuff like that. So really appreciate all that. Right, I'm going to go home and get myself a nice hot chocolate, probably get showered up and changed, and then off to my second job, which is in my garage. Go and build some cars, stuff like that. got posts to do, parts and stuff that have been sold and things like that. So I'm going to get on with all that lot, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Appreciate your time. See you again soon.